Okay guys, so Corey again from Share Greensboro. Welcome to a different and new environment for you guys. So today we're going to be using the Silver Samba routine, some steps in there to work on some samba actions. Regardless on level, please do join in. The steps we're going to be looking at are plats, botafogos and voltas, which in the routine sheet will be in that order, not side by side. And during it I'll be talking a little bit rhythm and music and the difference in timings. Okay guys, so I'm going to start off with the lady steps for the plats. The gentleman steps will be happening not long after this. So ladies, the basic idea of your plat is what you want to do is have your weight on your right foot and your left foot's going to swivel around. We want to feel our thighs and knees touch throughout. We're going to swivel to face the opposite corner and transfer weight. For the slow, make sure you do lower your heel. Same thing going the opposite way. Lower your heel at the end. Now for the quicks, our heels do not lower and we do not rotate as much, but our legs and hips still do swivel. Okay everyone, and let's try that step once more. Not long after this. So ladies, the basic idea of your plat is what you want to do is have your weight on your right foot and your left foot's going to swivel around. We want to feel our thighs and knees touch throughout. We're going to swivel to face the opposite corner and transfer weight. For the slow, make sure you do lower your heel. Same thing going the opposite way. Lower your heel at the end. Now for the quicks, our heels do not lower and we do not rotate as much, but our legs and hips still do swivel. Okay, so now that you've had a bit of practice with that, I'm going to talk about some actions. So what we want to have at a more of a basic level, and when you first do this in silver, is we want to have like a reverse zipper going from the top of your legs down to your feet as you dance the slows. So we want to feel like each part of your leg is touching the other. If you're bow-legged, such as myself, where you can see the gap between my legs, it is a lot harder, but you still need to get that action. When you do the quicks, we don't want to have our legs doing that type of action purely because of they're quick, you don't have time. So you want to just have the tops of the legs touching if possible. Again, depending on timing. For those doing a silver bar and above, what I want you to think about is adding a hip action through the standing leg and as you swivel. So from here you can see that there's a twist. Same thing on the opposite foot, there's a twist. Then when you do your quicks, the hip will naturally follow. And that's what we want you to practice. If you're a high level, is the hip action. If you're a lower level, think about the legs. If you want to challenge yourself, do try the hips as well, if you're at a lower level. Okay ladies, so now what I'm going to do is show you a side-on view, just so you can see what my feet and ankles are doing. But the first one is quite difficult, so we're going to focus on the standing leg. So as I come in, my standing leg has most of my weight on it, and it's still flat on the floor. And when I transfer weight, you can see my heel releases. Now when I go the opposite way, you can see how my foot is curving in. I have the toe pointed, I come in, I lower my heel, and then I straighten my leg and transfer weight. The quicks, we don't let our heels lower. Our heels stay up, and the last one will lower. Okay gentlemen, now your turn to learn your basic idea with the plats. So what we're going to do is we're travelling backwards, hence why I'm moving forward. We're using our right foot, and we're going to do like a merengue run. So what we're going to think about is rolling our foot from the outside to a flat, outside to a flat. We're going to start with our right foot, so we go inside edge, roll to a flat, lower the heel. Inside edge, roll to the flat, drop the heel. Quick still have the same idea. Quick, quick, and then you have another slow. For us it's quite basic and we just keep repeating that. Okay everyone, and let's try that step once more. Plats. So what we're going to do is we're travelling backwards, hence why I'm moving forward. We're using our right foot, and we're going to do like a merengue run. So what we're going to think about is rolling our foot from the outside to a flat, outside to a flat. We're going to start with our right foot. So we go inside edge, roll to a flat, lower the heel. Inside edge, roll to the flat, drop the heel. Quick still have the same idea. Quick, quick, and then you have another slow. For us it's quite basic and we just keep repeating that. Okay gentlemen, now for your actions and what we want you to work on. So for a lower level, we really want you to think about the straightening and the bending of the leg as you're moving. So as I'm transferring weight, my right leg is straightening, my left leg is bending. Same thing on the opposite foot. Even on the quicks, it's still the same idea, just faster. For a higher level, or if you want to challenge yourself, what we want to do is we want to add a bit of hip action. So as I take my foot back, my left hip is pushing back, my right hip is pushing forward. I transfer. So my right hip is now going back. Keep it, transfer. So every time I lower my heel, my body and my hips are also going with it. And that's what we want to do. So remember, our legs must straighten when we lower the heel, so we can actually use the hip. If you try and do it with a bent leg, it's going to look all manky. We don't want to look manky. Okay gentlemen, now for your side view on the step, just so you can see what the feet ankles are doing. So, as I step back, you can see that my pinky toe is not on the floor. That's what you want to feel. So you want to feel like your outside of your foot is pushing down. As you transfer weight, you roll and straighten the leg and drop the heel. Same thing on the opposite foot. Your step size does not have to be very big. The smaller the step, the easier it is for the lady to create a swivel action, because she doesn't have to fill in too much space. You have a lot of space, the lady will go on a straight line and do a forward moonwalk instead, which from what I can tell and what I've read, it is not in the technique book to do a forward moonwalk. So now we're going to do Botafogo's. Again, during the routines, you can do these forwards or backwards and crisscrossing, but for the purpose of this video, so it's a lot easier for all of us, we're all going to do it the same way. Remembering, depending on the level and routine you're doing, is depending on the type of Botafogo you're doing. Whether you're going backwards, forwards, crisscross, whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our weight on our left foot, and we're going to point our right foot behind. Now what we want to do is we want to take our right foot forward on an angle, we want to track it underneath our body, and then we want to transfer weight. So we want to create a walk action. From here, we're going to do a quick little side, to not drop the heel, and then part of the foot, you rock, and then you transfer. Same thing going the opposite way. Forward, rock, transfer. Forward, rock, transfer. So you get the idea with the timing. It's what we call a bounce timing. The beat value is 3/4, quarter, 1. So when you're dancing it, you're using 3/4 of a beat, then that quarter, then you're finishing with a whole beat. The reason why we know that's a bounce timing is because we have 3/4. On this quarter, we bounce. Quarter, 1. Same thing. 3/4, quarter, 1. And that quarter is just very, very quick. The bounce is not a long step, it's very quick. Okay everyone, and let's try that step once more. We're going to start with our weight on our left foot, and we're going to point our right foot behind. Now what we want to do is we want to take our right foot forward on an angle, we want to track it underneath our body, and then we want to transfer weight. So we want to create a walk action. From here, we're going to do a quick little side, to not drop the heel, and then part of the foot, you rock, and then you transfer. Same thing going the opposite way. Forward, rock, transfer. Forward, rock, transfer. So you get the idea with the timing. It's what we call a bounce timing. The beat value is 3/4, quarter, 1. So when you're dancing it, you're using 3/4 of a beat, then that quarter, then you're finishing with a whole beat. The reason why we know that's a bounce timing is because we have 3/4. On this quarter, we bounce. Quarter, 1. Same thing. 3/4, quarter, 1. And that quarter is just very, very quick. The bounce is not a long step, it's very quick. Okay, so now for a technical aspect. Again, what we really want to see is usage of feet. We want to see the turnout. We want to see the legs tracking under the body. We want to see on this side step, your foot does not lower. We want to see rotation, and we want to see transference. We don't want to see a downward bend. We want to see your knee flex. Bend, you won't have enough time. While when you flex, you can still get a nice bounce. Boom, boom, boom. If you want to challenge yourself, or for the higher levels, we want you to add the hip action in. So from here, my hip is quite up, which you can see when I run my hand down my body, there's a curve. From here, I straighten my left leg and rotate the body. I keep that, I transfer weight. From here, same idea, I rotate the body, I step to the side, my hip will create like a little pop, and then I transfer weight. And keep the hip pulling that way. Same thing the opposite way. Pass through what we call neutral, transfer. We step to the side, we pop, and we transfer. So remember, whatever level you're at, you can always work on these with the fundamentals. And do make sure that you are, if you're rotating, and you're in a shirt that is similar to mine where it's not so baggy, you can see the creases if you have access to a mirror. If you don't have access to a mirror, you should be able to feel through your body a stretch through one side and a compression or a downwards action on the opposite side. Okay, now for the side-on view for the Botafogo. For this, on this angle, what you'll see is the usage of the standing leg and what my right leg is also doing. So from here, I pass through, I lower it as I do this part. Now you can't see this bounce action on this side because my left foot's hidden. But what you'll see is you'll see that bounce action on this part. So I do the same thing on the opposite foot, boom. Now that bounce action, we point. Now as you can see, my foot, my heel does not drop. My weight does not go completely over the foot, and then I lower back down. So that action is our bounce action. Alright, so same idea with the Botafogos. We're going to do the Volta actions now, all going the same way. Again, if you've got a hallway or a nice, large, wide area, it's quite beneficial. Because you can just keep doing them side to side. This doesn't really move forward and backwards. What we're also going to look, so what we want to do is we're going to go from what I would call our side samba walk action, or our end of the Botafogos, whichever action you want to go from. What we're going to start off doing is crossing our feet. Now when we cross, we don't want to take our right foot, for instance, too far this way. So as you can see, my balance is almost like I'm on a tightrope. We want to bring our foot underneath our left shoulder, and we let the knees bend or flex into each other. We don't let them overextend, we don't think about thighs or calves, our knees. Because what that does, it prevents any daylight through the tops of our legs. From here, for the purpose of practicing this, you can lift this foot up, your left foot. The reason why is because you want to use your right foot to move you sideways. So you want to come up through the ankle, you want to push, and your left foot will catch you. This step here is our travelling step. This is where all the movement's created through the Voltas. When we cross, we drop, lock knees, and we bend. Move. So as you can see from here, I'm not lifting up the foot. I'm throwing my body. Catch, drop. Same thing on the opposite way. If we start from our Botafogo position, we cross. From here, we lift, we push, and we bend. R1, R2. So no matter what, with that section, you just do it forwards and backwards, up and down. If you're in a hallway, you've got a hallway, perfect, because they're the best places to do it. If you've got a dining room where you can move the table, also good. In a lounge room, if you can do it in front of the TV to annoy your siblings or parents, especially if they're playing a video game, it's a good way to annoy them. Do it as well. Do it anywhere where you can. Even when you're going shopping down the aisle, they do work as well. As long as they're playing samba music, it would be good. Okay everyone, and let's try that step once more. So what we want to do is we're going to go from what I would call our side samba walk action, or our end of the Botafogos, whichever action you want to go from. What we're going to start off doing is crossing our feet. Now when we cross, we don't want to take our right foot, for instance, too far this way. So as you can see, my balance is almost like I'm on a tightrope. We want to bring our foot underneath our left shoulder, and we let the knees bend or flex into each other. We don't let them overextend, we don't think about thighs or calves, our knees. Because what that does, it prevents any daylight through the tops of our legs. From here, for the purpose of practicing this, you can lift this foot up, your left foot. The reason why is because you want to use your right foot to move you sideways. So you want to come up through the ankle, you want to push, and your left foot will catch you. This step here is our travelling step. This is where all the movement's created through the voltas. When we cross, we drop, lock knees, and we bend. Move. So as you can see from here, I'm not lifting up the foot. I'm throwing my body. Catch, drop. Same thing on the opposite way. If we start from our vertigo position, we cross. From here, we lift, we push, and we bend. R1, R2. So no matter what, with that section, you just do it forwards and backwards, up and down. If you're in a hallway, you've got a hallway, perfect, because they're the best places to do it. If you've got a dining room where you can move the table, also good. In a lounge room, if you can do it in front of the TV to annoy your siblings or parents, especially if they're playing a video game, it's a good way to annoy them. Do it as well. Do it anywhere where you can. Even when you're going shopping down the aisle, they do work as well. As long as they're playing samba music, it would be good. Okay, so now for the actions with the voltas, now that you've had a bit of practice. What we want to see is in this cross position, that not only are your knees flexed, but we want to see from here your pelvis sitting underneath. So you want your back to be flat. So I'm going to tighten up this shirt. My back and my bum is out, is flat. We don't want to see the bum out, because that puts a lot of strain on the lower back. From here, as we step side, the back will relax. And then from here, what we think is we think about a band from here, pulling our right leg through to our left, and then we drop, and we have that same action. For those that want a challenge or for a higher level, we want you to add a bit of hip in there. So as you come up, your hip's going to go forward, around, you want to keep it there, then you drop the flat man, forward, around. Same thing going the opposite way. Do excuse this side, it is not my strong side. Boom, boom, da, da, da. Also do remember that every person has a strong and a weak side in a volta action, in a vertigo action. Like me, when my left foot's crossing in front, it is my weaker side. 9 times out of 10, your dominant foot, when it's placed in front and has all the weight, that side's going to be your better side. But don't stress it's not. Everyone works on that side that feels awkward because they don't think it looks good. Remember, if you do have any questions and stuff, do message us and do post videos to us if you are got a specific question about an action that you can't explain in words. Or you want to show us the action to make sure it's right. Regardless on who it is, it doesn't have to be me, it can be any teacher that you trust or that you want to ask. So, yes. Okay everyone, and let's try that step once more. Okay everyone, now for the side-on view for the voltas. So from our crossed position, what we want to actually do is you can see my back is flat, my knees are blocked, and I'm not very down, I'm nice and flexed, and you can't see any daylight between my legs. Probably hard to in the side view anyway. Now what you see from here is you see my ankle working, and you want to see here that your you're on 2 toes, heels aren't lowered. Then you want to feel that drag, then lower. You want to feel that throw, and you see again, my heels are not lowering. And then you drag across, and you lower. Okay guys, we're going to do all that, just slow music. So we're going to start with Platz's leg. 5, 6, 7, and slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. Now remember, if you do run out of room, do take the time to walk back. 7, 8, and slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. Alright, gentlemen, now your turn for the plats. Again, slightly closer, make sure there is nothing behind you. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. With that, or forward actually. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. Again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. Once more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow, 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 quick, quick, slow. Alright. Alright, so now we're going to do Botafogo to some slow music. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now remember, you can do these stationary as well. Walk back a little bit. Start again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 3/4, quarter 1, 3/4, quarter 1. One more. Alright guys, now we're going to do our voltas to some slow music. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time, each side. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so now we're going to do plats to full speed music, lady first. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Walk back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. 2 more times. Chunkwise. 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Alright, gentlemen, now your turn for the flats with full speed music. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Move forward. 5, 6, 7, 8. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. 2 more times. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time. There we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now for the Botafogos, the full speed music. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Record a quarter 1. Record quarter 1. Alright, walk backwards, just give yourself a bit more space. 7, 8. 1. 1, 2. 3/4, quarter 1. 3/4, quarter 1. Okay, now for the Botafogo's. Full speed music. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3/4, quarter 1. 3/4, quarter 1. Alright, walk backwards, just give yourself a bit more space. 7, 8. 1. 1, 2. 3/4, quarter 1. 3/4, quarter 1. Alright everyone, now for Bolter's music. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other way. 1. Other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more times in cycles. Last time. 5, 6, 7, other way. 6, 7, 8. Okay guys, so thank you for watching today's video. I do hope you're warmed up ready for the next one with Connor and his dance fit class. Do make sure that you do work on the actions that we do ask. Any questions, queries, concerns, do message any staff or anyone really that could have the answer. Practice, enjoy, use these videos over and over and over again, and I will see you on Thursday for our Drive Thursday.